Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. Jumping on early to say hello to my friends. Take a couple chart requests. Get ready for CPI in 9 minutes. Good morning, Greg. Hey, Shake and Bake. Hey, Wave. Hey, Paula. How are ya? Hope you're not too buried in snow. So weird. I was looking at weather in Idaho and there's no snow in the forecast. And I was looking at weather in Reno, Nevada, where my son is, no snow in the forecast. And my parents in Louisiana have snow in the forecast. So weird winter. Hey, Trader Satoshi, good morning. I hope y'all are having a great first 2 weeks of your trading year. I hope you're following your rules and your risk management profile. That is the most important part of the process, and it is the process that's the most important. You notice I didn't say that I hope you've made a ton of money. That is a byproduct typically of following your process. Hey, AJ, DSA. Hey, Chris. PLTR. PLTR, we're up against the daily 50 MA overhead. We are looking for a weekly higher low on PLTR. 4 hour got oversold back here. Does that mark the weekly higher low? We need to get through 68.23 to solidify that weekly higher low. You know, if I'm a PLTR wannabe buyer, which I am, I have been singing the praises of PLTR for a while as far as the CEO and the overall fundamentals of the company. $60 is where I would want to be a buyer. That's the monthly 382 retrace, and that's from a fundamental swing perspective. It's different than a trading perspective. From a trading perspective, we are looking for a weekly higher low. 4 hour got oversold. 4 hour 12 EMA is a problem. Thanks, AJ. That's very nice. You know, ladies, we get a certain age, we don't feel too beautiful, but it's not about that. Thank God in this profession. It's about technical analysis, and thank goodness again that I learned from the best, Charting Man Dan. So, all right. So PLTR looks good. Your closing price yesterday was $65.91. You're looking for an hourly higher low compared to $65.19. I'd rather buy a pullback than buy a long right up against $66.86. And of course, that's from a just conservative perspective. Let's look at CPI. So CPI this morning, they are looking for a 0.3% month over month for core. And year over year, they're looking for 2.9%. Hey, CanVet. Just to give you a sneak peek at the market environment dossier table, a little bit more bearish than bullish. And yesterday's heat map, our MAG 7 was red and everything else was green. That helped lift the market. That made things a little interesting. And sometimes we do the opposite on the next day where the MAG 7 could be green today and the rest of the market red. We'll have to see. CPI will have a large impact as to what happens in the market. And that's a binary event. I have no idea what that number is going to be. We'll be ready for it. Let's go ahead and plot our levels. I use a cheat on TradingView. I use the 4C levels, 4C daily level suite. That marks the prior day high, low, and closing print. That just helps me so I don't have to mark it off. So 591850 is the key resistance and key support 584250. Excuse me. The high and low of the reaction will be important. As soon as that materializes, you'll want to mark that up. And if we make a new high over the initial reaction high, that's bullish. If we make a new low over the initial reaction low, that is bearish. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Happy New Year, MK. Awesome. So on NASDAQ, this could still be a daily falling wedge, but bulls need to prove it sooner than later, and they prove it if they can get through 21,143. That would be a 4-hour trend change. That's what bulls are looking for. And at this point, let's see if I can draw it where it makes sense. This looks like an Adam and Eve bullish reversal pattern, where you have the pointy part, the male part, and the round part is the female part. So this could be an Adam and Eve reversal pattern on NASDAQ and on ES. RTY is just pushing up into the 4-hour 50 MA. On the Russell, we're looking for a daily lower high. And this hourly is just going straight up. This looks like a rising wedge, this breaking bearish, which just happened on Bitcoin. We got hourly overbought, looking for a daily lower high. So even though the Russell is leading this morning, we have a small gap up. I actually like it more to short than to go long. 22171 is your resistance and 22135 on the Russell. And the Dow, we're coming up against 43,000 psychological. I can't emphasize enough how important these psychological levels are on our futures. ES is 5,900, NASDAQ 21,000, and on Dow it's 43,000. So AJ, the initial reaction high and low is the most important, because then if bulls and bears prove it over that initial reaction high or low, that gives you a clue as to what's going on with the market overall. These 4-hour time frames are our blueprint going forward that tells us whether bulls are making headway in a 4-hour trend change or are bears winning the battle. If you had gun to head right now, Lori, what are you looking at for the market? I would say bullish, because we're looking for a monthly high or low. On the weekly, we're at the 26 EMA, and on the daily, we have the falling wedge potential, and on the 4-hour, we have the Adam and Eve reversal pattern. So overall, and we have an hourly squeeze on ES, and then VIX has a potential 8-hour bear flag. So overall, all of those things combined, I'm looking a little more bullish. However, does that mean I have a ton of bullish plays on? No, I'm just ready for CPI and whatever it throws my way. All right, CPI in 45 seconds. I'm going to take a sip of drink. All right. Let's open the casino. That's what I say when we open the market. We're not opening the market, but CPI. And this should populate pretty quickly. This is the most important one, the year over year. Yesterday in the market open, I said it incorrectly with PPI coming in lower than expected, that means the interventions are working. Actually, that's true. But we want to make sure that we have cuts going forward as a market bull. You want to see cuts going forward. Okay, CPI came in as expected. Month over month came in less than expected. Core CPI year over year less than expected. This is a good news is bad news thing. That means that the interventions are working from the Fed, and that tells us that cuts may not be as forthcoming. The market is taking it bullish. So we're not economists, at least I'm not. I have an MBA, but it's from an SEC school, so it's not that great. So we got a 4-hour bull break. We have a 4-hour trend change. So now we mark the high and low of the reaction. I don't know if we've gotten our high yet. Okay, now we have our high and low of reaction. That becomes the key levels, 21,218 and low of 29,94. So yes, the hourly is overbought on NASDAQ. 4-hour is not. We do have runway left on the 4-hour. 4-hour is squeezing on NASDAQ. I would be, well, I'm just going to say it the Lori way. If I were a bear, my sphincter would be a little tight right now. I would be a little worried as a bear. All right, you see how the technicals kind of gave us a clue, and we're already testing the high of this reaction. It doesn't mean we're going to go up in a straight line. Hey, Dragon. That's based on the 5-minute chart, Dragon. It's based on the 5-minute chart. All right, let's get the show started. The show is about 20 minutes long, and then I cut the show off, and then I prepare for the market open show for our TCG members. 5959 is our next resistance on the daily for ES. And on NASDAQ is 21,37250. Okay, now we have our initial reaction high marked off. We're still pushing up here near the high. That is a good sign for market bulls. The inauguration is Monday. Reminder, the market's closed on Monday. Don't forget about that. All right. Good morning. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that'd be great. This is the pregame show. Welcome. Hit the like button. This is a show where every Wednesday I go over this market environment dossier table. This is a table that just looks at all the variables that I measure for the market. Overall, it's pretty much a push. We had a lot of neutral, like the 4-hour, which is now bullish. And let's see, SMH is likely bullish. So this is just a show where I go over the economic calendar. We do have the beige book at 2 p.m. We have initial jobless claims tomorrow. We have oil inventory this morning. We're over the high of the reaction. That is bullish. That is a bullish sign now. There's your sign. Howdy. Hey, Lori C., my nugget. All right, so on ES, we have a 4-hour trend change. We're hourly overbought. We have room on the 4-hour. This is a convincing bull break on the market. This is a convincing bull break. NASDAQ, we have a 4-hour trend change. Adam and Eve reversal pattern confirmed. All right, your support now is 20909. RTY. On the daily, your resistance is 2313. You're over the daily 200 MA now. And this is bullish. On the Dow, you're over 43,000 psychological. And the Dow has a lot of bank components. We had GS, Wells Fargo, and JPM with all beats. I think Wells Fargo had a beat. Yeah. So Wells Fargo, JPM, and Goldman Sachs, they all had a beat this morning. So that's helping the Dow as well. SMH, we were looking for that daily low. That daily lower low is set. Now on a bounce, bears will be looking for a daily lower high. And we've got a 4-hour trend change on semis now. If semis are leading the market, I don't bet against the market. Lord, that just went very red on my microphone. I was very loud. So semis, if they're leading the market, I don't bet against the market. So semis are looking good. VIX is dumping. 8-hour bear flag confirmed. You see how we just tied all of that together before the data even came out? We broke 1737 support. Your next support is 1571. Hang Seng was green overnight. DAX is currently green. Bitcoin is green. Bitcoin is getting over the daily 50 MA. We have enough room for a daily higher low. We have a 4-hour uptrend, and Ethereum has a 4-hour uptrend. Dollar is dumping. That's good for the market. We're still looking for a daily higher low. On a bounce, bears will be looking for an hourly lower high on the dollar. Gold, this is helping gold. We set our daily higher low at the daily 50 MA. Now can we get a daily higher high compared to 2735? That remains to be seen. If you're a member of TCG, you've heard me drone on and on about how much I love this oil chart on the monthly, weekly, daily, all these squeezes. We have a potential daily bull flag. We do have inventory today at 10:30. All right, Nat Gas. Nat Gas daily higher low at 3736. We have a 4-hour equilibrium. I do like the platinum chart. We have a monthly squeeze. And we have a quarterly squeeze. I like this chart a lot. But bulls haven't been proving it on nat gas. I can love it from afar. I don't have to join until I get friends with me on the trade. We're slowing down at 21,300 on NASDAQ right now. We are at the 15-minute historical RSI resistance right there. We're slowing down here. We may get a small pullback. Apple right now, we're up testing yesterday's high, 236.12. Apple was pretty heavy yesterday. Apple bulls are looking for this weekly higher low. We have earnings coming up Thursday, January 30th. So in a couple of weeks, we have Netflix earnings next week. Don't forget, we're closed Monday for MLK Day, and we have inauguration. So overall, on Apple, we need to get through 23642 to break the 4-hour resistance. Amazon, we got the 4-hour resistance break. Weekly higher low is set if we hold this gap up. NVIDIA, we're farther away on NVIDIA from yesterday's high than we are on other Mag 7. NVIDIA has more work to do. We're struggling with the hourly 50 MA again. We need to get over it decisively. Bulls want to see a shallow hourly higher low and then get over yesterday's high. Tesla, we are up testing this 412 right now. Yesterday's high is still $10 away. We're up 4% in pre-market, and we're still pretty far away from yesterday's high. Tesla has the most work to do of our Mag 7. We're looking up at 42264 and then 42643. We have a daily equilibrium, and we have weekly inside bars. This chart still looks good, and I should mention Google still looks good. DKNG. DKNG was my short that I had keyed up. We are at the daily 50 MA, and we double top with the December 17th high of 41.16. If the market were to dump, this was the name I was looking to short, so I will likely not trade this because I'm not looking to short the market this morning. Kit is a name that was one of those robotic names that moved. Shockingly enough, despite this, 70% pullback, we're still looking for a daily higher low. Hourly got oversold, and we have an hourly squeeze. I like this name for a bounce. This is a high-risk small cap name. So I like Kit Long. This is a very high-risk name, QMCO. We've gotten a 70% haircut on this one, looking for a weekly higher low. 4-hour got oversold. We're over yesterday's high. Gap rules apply. This one trades in a very volatile way. It can move a few dollars at a time, so please be careful. I like QMCO long. RGTI is up 50%. I like this one for a 5-minute back burner during regular trading hours. And then bears will be looking for a daily lower high. Hourly is approaching overbought here, so be careful. If you're a bull, just keep moving up your stop. Rivian, I like long. On Rivian, we're looking for a weekly higher low and a daily higher low. Yesterday's high is 14.12. So I like this one, maybe a pullback for an hourly higher low buy. I like Rivian long. SMCI, I like long. And what we're looking for, this daily lower low is set. So I'm looking for a daily lower high And this had the hallmark of a falling wedge this morning on the 30-minute. So we're pretty far away from yesterday's high. This one may not be as good as what I initially thought. I'm going to move DKNG off. I still like DKNG short against 41.20. Otherwise, I'm just going to stay with the longs today. MSTR looks great. We're at the daily 50 MA. We're over yesterday's high. Gap rules apply. Let me take a sip. All right. Meta yesterday got hit pretty hard with Elon Musk chatter of potentially being a buyer for TikTok, and we had news that they were laying off folks. But I like Meta here at the daily 50 MA, and we're already in a gap up situation. So gap rules apply. 605.49 is yesterday's high. Right there. So gap rules apply. I like Meta long, looking for the daily high or low at the daily 50 MA. Microsoft has had a problem with 420. We're getting over it now. Yesterday's high, 419.74. As long as we hold that, that is a long signal. I rocked. Well, thank you. Hey, Spaceball. If you could hit there's 150 of you and only 42 likes. If you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Let me see what's happening in extended hours. Oh, Adobe was the other one I wanted to look at. Adobe had an upgrade this morning and we have a big gap up. Adobe is a problem on a lot of time frames. On the 6 month, this is an equilibrium. So we're looking for the 6 month higher low. Weekly got oversold or grazed oversold. Daily got oversold. And now we have a gap up situation. I like Adobe long. I like a pullback long on Adobe. I'm going to pull that one up. All right. I have enough time for a couple of chart requests, and then I will shut it down and open up my live stream for TCG members. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. If you liked what you heard in preparation of CPI, then check us out at chartguys.com. We have a monthly membership, so if you don't like us, you can kick us to the curb. I'm confident with saying that because I think you'll like us and stay. Bitcoin's still going. That's good for the market. I get a lot of clues while trading from Bitcoin. And we have an hourly squeeze on Bitcoin, and Trump is pro-crypto. His inauguration's Monday. The Trump trade is alive and well. DJT is bouncing. Looking for a daily higher low, 4-hour higher low. We're getting over 40.50. You. You get what you want, Dragon. You're a TCG member and a mod. All right. We held 505. We're looking for a weekly higher low compared to 505. We're actually looking for a daily higher low as well. 512 double bottom. We're testing yesterday's high at 533. This looks like a 4-hour falling wedge, actually. Maybe a pullback buy to the 522 area. Prior resistance could be turned support. Rum, we're looking for a weekly higher low. This one looks like a 4-hour falling wedge. We're pretty far away from yesterday's high. Yeah, I like this one for a pullback buy long. Goog. I did Bitcoin earlier. Bitcoin looks good. Bitcoin at this point I'd keep on back burner watch. Goog is breaking the high of yesterday. I would call this a daily double bottom. This one looks great. Gap rules apply on whatever name you're watching. As long as we hold the high of yesterday as support, that is a long signal. XRPUSD, it had a big day yesterday. This one looks great, 290, 289. We have a double top right here on the weekly. We just set our 4-hour higher low. Now we're looking for an hourly trend change. We have a 15-minute trend change, enough room for a 15-minute higher low. Bears will still be looking to short 290 on this. That one I sound like that one time I fell. Oh gosh, I'm so different now. So different. I've been working out with a trainer for 7 months. I've lost weight. I'm working on my health. I hope I sound different. Lordy. SE got a daily bull break yesterday. Asian markets were up last night. This one looks good. Gap rules apply. Ondo, Finance, USD. Maybe I'm excited and that makes me sound breathless. Maybe that's it. We're looking for a weekly higher low. 4-hour got oversold. We need to get over 124696. Hourly higher high. We need an hourly trend change. We do have a squeeze. Nice increase in volume. This one looks good. Yeah, hit the like button. I'm going to wrap it up right here and go boot up the stream for TCG members. Thank you for being here and give me a follow on X. Use stop losses.